Hello, welcome back to Paul's Stuff. This is my space on YouTube where I get to talk about all the things I love. Lots of Star Wars, lots of lightsabers, and today is another lightsaber video. It's a review of what's in this box. So let's open it up and have a look at what we're looking at today. So today we're going to have a look at the Nexus Ahsoka Tano Rebels lightsabers. So I bought these from Padawan Outpost, my usual go-to for lightsabers of this kind. Highly recommend Padawan Outpost as a place to buy. And yeah, these are their Nexus version sabers of Ahsoka Tano's Rebels lightsabers. So I'm going to remove them from the box and move the box out of the way. The case is one of their standard small carry cases from Padawan Outpost. I removed everything from inside of it, replaced the inside with foam. Actually used the foam padding that comes on the top of Padawan Outpost boxes. I think there's a sheet on the top and the bottom in most of their boxes when you get a new saber. It's actually the perfect width for this box, so all you have to do is cut it to length, cut the corners in and cut the shape of your sabers in. I did actually take out the egg crate foam at the top and put a sheet of this underneath that as well, just to bring it down a little bit further. Eventually this is going to have an Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum sticker on the top. It's got the Jedi sticker on the top at the moment. That's my sort of standard decoration for all my carry cases. But this one's going to have an Ahsoka sticker. So that's the carry case. You can get those from Padawan Outpost as well. But what we're here to really look at are these. So this is Ahsoka Tano's lightsabers from the Rebels TV series. They're also very similar to what we see in the Mandalorian season 2. She's wearing them in the Book of Boba Fett episodes that she appears in as well, and I presume they're going to be very similar to what we see in the new Ahsoka series when that comes out in August. So these, I'm not sure whether you can buy them individually now. You used to be able to. You buy them as a set. Come with the main lightsaber, the larger one. It's a lovely lightsaber with the gold emitter section. One change they've made from earlier versions of these, the earlier versions actually have a button here on the back, and this is a charge port cover. This is now the button. And they've actually put the buttons on opposite sides of the sabers. If you can see the curve there is the same. The buttons are on the opposite side, so they kind of fall under your fingers where you want them, or your thumbs, depending on which way round you're holding the sabers. It's a really nice touch. It's a fantastic set of lightsabers. These have Xeno 3 pixel boards in them, and we'll take a look at the boards in a little while, because these sabers are as spectacular on the inside as they are on the outside. We'll have a look at that in a little while. I've kitted these out with Ahsoka Tano sound fonts from K-Sith and Kyberphonics and Hell's Kybers. They're a fantastic set of lightsabers. We'll pop some blades in and have a look at how they look with the blades on. So these also have cut down versions of the simple blade plug from Saber Armory. It's a nice plain looking blade plug with a little shine through ring on the edge of it. The blades for these are 7/8 inch blades. So let's pop a blade in the longer saber. I'm not going to run through a demonstration of the Xeno 3 on these. I've plenty of other videos on my channel which feature the Xeno 3. If you need to know or want to know how the Xeno 3 operates, I would recommend that you have a look at my Xeno 3 specific videos on YouTube. It's a great new board, has Bluetooth connectivity to an app that you can run on a phone or a tablet, or indeed on Apple Silicon Macs it will run as well. The app is available for these on Android and iOS. I have wrapped a little bit of tape around the base of these blades just to get a better fit in the emitters. One thing you'll find with these sabers is that they don't have a great deal of emitter depth. They have less than an inch. I would say it's probably between 2/3 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. They are perfectly secure when they're in there, but yeah, a bit like thin neck lightsabers, they don't have much blade socket, so I don't think you would want to be overly stressful on the blades of these. So we'll turn them on, let you see what they look like lit.
I am no Jedi. May the Force be with you.
So common with all my sabers now, the power on sounds are quotes from the character. Different quotes on each saber with these. And there we have them with the blades lit. The one thing you will find with the Xeno 3, because all of the blade effects, or pretty much all of the blade effects, work with white light, the blade effects don't show up as well on white blades, so it's something to be aware of. Great smooth swing, accent swings, all the benefits of the Xeno V3. Great soundboard. One thing that you do need to be aware of with these blades, the colours of the LEDs can be a little bit inconsistent on Nexus blades. So it probably doesn't show up on the video, but these two have, one is slightly bluer than the other. That's to do, I think, with the colour rating of the LEDs that are used in the blades. So you may find that if you've got a number of different blades, that you need to swap them around to get a couple that match closely. I've been fortunate enough to get two blades that match reasonably closely. But just to be aware, that if you set them up with white blades, the whites may not look exactly the same from blade to blade. The other thing to be aware of with the blades, if you order these from Padawan Outpost, they will, as standard, come with two 36-inch blades. That's this longer length. Obviously, Ahsoka's smaller lightsaber has a shorter blade. So when I ordered these, I requested that I had one 36-inch blade and one 28-inch blade. I did have a slight problem with the blades when they arrived. Padawan Outpost sorted that out very, very quickly. Great customer service as always. Basically, they sent me a 32-inch blade instead of a 36-inch blade. They sorted that out as quickly as possible. So all good there. Great customer service as always with Padawan Outpost. I'm going to pop the blades out of these now so that we can take a look at the insides, because these are sabers which have insides that are as nice, as spectacular as the outsides. Going to show you on the Shoto, on the smaller of the two blades, because first of all, at least, I'll show you the larger blade as well. I'm just going to take the blade out of that as well. These are fantastic on the inside. Another note on the blades, these do come with two blade retention screws that are set at 180 degrees from each other. I always recommend that if you have screws that are opposite each other, that you only actually tighten one of them. The reason being, if you tighten both, you can end up with both screws pushing on the blade, and it creates a pivot point that then the blade can twist on. So better to just tighten one screw and use one screw to push the blade against the side of the emitter socket. So let's have a look at the insides of these. This smaller Shoto saber needs no tools to get into it. There's just a couple of thumb screws to take off, and then we remove the this bracket from the end. I'm just going to use one of the thumb screws to lift this cover plate, because it can be a very tight fit on some of these. There we go. And we're into the internals of this saber. I'll try and hold this up so that you can see this. They've used this gold vac forming that they've used on some of their previous cores, but these are completely custom cores in these sabers. Because of the curve of the hilts, there are a number of things that have had to be done in order for these cores to sit in here. At this end we have a charging port if you want to charge in the hilt. I'll be perfectly honest with you, the battery is accessed under here. With the battery being so easy to take out, these little covers just come out. The battery being so easy to take out in this saber, I wouldn't charge it through the port. I'll take the battery out and charge the battery in a smart charger. So as you can see, all of these different covers lift off, and revealed underneath we have the battery compartment. Once you take the battery out in the small Shoto, you can see the board. Now, one of the things that the curve of the saber means is that a standard Xeno 3 board won't fit in one of these sabers. It's too long. It won't fit within the curve. Got a core here with a standard a standard board, Xeno 3 board on it, and you can see the boards that are in these sabers are about half the length. They've actually produced a board which is reduced in size in order to fit inside this sort of curved hilt. Speakers are held in a little speaker compartment at the end. The sound on these is great. You can see the board in there with the SD card. Everything is really easy to access on these. So that's our Shoto. This has had my usual upgrade on the battery to a KeepPower 18650 3000 milliamp 15 amp battery, and I've put a Saber Armory battery wrap on it. The larger of the two hilts does require a tool. It just requires the normal hex Allen key just to undo one screw. So we undo that, and then the other side is similar to the Shoto's in it's a little thumb screw. We undo that. If I undo it rather than doing it up. And again, we can pull this bracket off of the end and the cover plate comes off. And in this case, the battery cover has come off as well. So this is what the larger of the two looks like. And underneath the compartments is exactly the same. We have the battery in the center, button and the charge port, battery. The only difference on this hilt, the board is accessed under the bottom panel, and again you can see how much shorter this board is than a standard Xeno 3 board. Everything again is fantastic. I love the look of these inside. They have a quality feel about them that perhaps the earlier Nexus sabers didn't have. These feel really well put together. So there we have it. That's pretty much my review of the Nexus sabers, the Ahsoka Tano Rebels 2 lightsaber set. Fantastic sabers. They're great sabers to hold. You do have to be aware they may not be quite as responsive to gesture controls because of the curved nature of the hilt. When you're twisting the hilt, the board may not always be moving in a plane that it's going to detect the motion control. It's not a huge problem. It's just for the most part they operate perfectly and just like any other Xeno 3 saber would with gesture controls. Just to be aware that because of the curved nature of the hilt, sometimes they may miss a twist particularly. But it doesn't detract from them at all. They're a lovely lightsaber set. If you're looking for an Ahsoka Tano Rebels lightsaber set, I can highly recommend these. The Xeno 3 is eminently customizable now. It's not as customizable as a Profi, but it's much more easy to customize. It's a great board. You can do a lot of the customization now on the app that comes with this as well. the Xeno Configurator app. So that's available for Android and iOS. I'll have links in the description to where you can pick up the app that will work with the Xeno 3. And as I said before, if you want to see how the Xeno 3 works, I now have several videos available on the Xeno 3 and its operation, and indeed how to program it, how to put fonts and things on it. So a great set of lightsabers. I'm really happy with these. I love the way they look on the outside. When I opened them up for the first time and saw the inside, I was blown away. Fantastic attention to detail, really nice quality feel. Top lightsabers. So I hope you've enjoyed that review. If you have, please consider giving the video a like. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then please consider subscribing to the channel. As I say always on my videos, there's lots of Star Wars, lots of lightsabers, occasionally other things as well. I've looked at some of the vintage toy collections that I have. I've had a look at some Lego that I have. I've had a look at some of the Star Wars toys that I have. Lots of content, lots of lightsabers, but other things as well. So please do give the channel a check out and consider subscribing. And lastly, just a quick plug for a Comic-Con. That's the Legends Comic-Con, which is coming up in August of 2023. It's the first weekend in August. A different concept from most Comic-Cons. It's a Comic-Con weekender. So as well as having the Comic-Con activity all through the day and lots of different activities, it's not just Star Wars, there'll be other things there, lots of traders, celebrity signers. I believe we've got Laser Quest coming now. There may be a gaming bus coming. All sorts of things to do during the day, but also activities in the evening, and you can camp on site for the whole weekend. So again, link in the description. Please do come along, support it as a new venture. It's going to be a great weekend. That's Legends Comic Con, first weekend in August in Suffolk, UK. Do come along and have a look. The costuming group that I belong to, Vader's Raiders, is integrally involved in Legends, so come along. I'll be there all weekend. I'll probably have some of my things out on display as well. So come along, enjoy a fantastic Comic-Con weekender. As I say, link in the description to where you can find all the details about that. But for now, that's everything that I wanted to say about these lightsabers today. So that just leaves me to say cheerio.